Okay, so I'm going to try something brand new for the cheese remote. First of all, it's a new angle. But this one is basically a review of a online article, I should say, I read. And the article was basically, it was garbage. It was a bunch of clickbait. But the main focus of the article that was posted on Facebook was how embarrassing it is for a movie to be released having the exact same plot as another movie in the same year. And that happens, it does happen often, where a film is very similar, very close to what we're talking about. Like one film is released, another film, K9 and Turner and Hooch are both very similar films. This is a good example. Both films about a cop and a dog. And there you go. Now, the example that they picture on the Facebook page has Back to the Future, the original Back to the Future on one side, and another film called Peggy Sue Got Married on the other side. Now, what I love about this has to be the concept of, is clearly, if this is the example you're providing us as for films that should be embarrassed because they had the same plot line, clearly you and I did not watch the same pictures that you're talking about here. Because for those of you who have not seen Peggy Sue Got Married, Peggy Sue Got Married is basically a film about this. Peggy Sue has graduated high school, lived her life. She has many regrets about what has happened, mainly due to the fact that her husband had cheated on her, and she's going back to her high school reunion, and now it's going to be an awkward situation to explain that the person she married right out of high school after she got pregnant, many years later, 20 years later, they're not together anymore because of this infidelity. So she passes out at the reunion and has a shot at changing her, or what it seems like changing her past. She wakes up as a young girl again and is able to explore the question of, if I could do things differently, would I? Now, in this pseudo jump to the past, she does try things a little differently. She does things a little differently, ends up finding out she would make the same decisions over again, and wakes up in a hospital afterwards and is able to repair her relationship with her estranged husband. So the movie is not a time travel movie in the classic sense of someone moving from one location in time to moving to another location in time. She basically just, all in her unconscious state, has that chance to explore, would she make her own past, and would she make the decision she had made previously again? And she finds out she would. Which is a vastly different film than Back to the Future. For those of you who have seen Back to the Future, and I'm not going to stop and say, if you haven't seen Back to the Future, where the fuck have you been? It is only perhaps the premier time travel film of all time. And how you got out of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and didn't see Back to the Future, I have no fucking clue. But if you've seen Back to the Future, you know it is a vastly different movie than the movie I just explained, Peggy Sue Got Married. It is about a teenager who physically goes back in time. He's not reliving his own questions about his life and choices he made in his life. He accidentally interferes with his parents' meeting, thus, of course, disrupting his future. And he has to fix that so that he doesn't disrupt his future. And he does all this in a time machine. There's actual time travel in the film. So comparing Back to the Future and Peggy Sue Got Married as being released in the same year and having the same plots is the stupidest fucking thing I have heard in a long time. Now, I will grant you this. On the surface, if you're looking at Back to the Future, and I mean the very surface, like you just read the back of the fucking package for the DVD and the back of the package for the DVD for Peggy Sue Got Married, you might think that they have a very similar plot, in of the fact that they both take place in the present day and in the 50s. However, if you actually watched the film, you would realize they are not the same movie. There is nothing for Peggy Sue to get embarrassed about. The makers of the movie Peggy Sue Got Married to be embarrassed about, because they released a film that they released their film in the same year that Back to the Future was released. It is the dumbest fucking article I have ever seen. And like I said, it was, well, there's a lot of dumb articles out there. Let's just say there's a new one every single day. But it is one of the things that makes me laugh, and it was something I thought I would bring to the Cheese Remote and share with everybody here, whatever audience there is, like the two people that are actually subscribed to me and actually paying attention to what I'm fucking saying on this. But it just made me laugh because it's an article in the loosest sense of the terms. It is poorly written, poorly thought out. Clearly the the writers of this article didn't watch either movie. They read the online description of the back of the package of the DVD and said, here we go, we're just going to say they're the same movie, they're both about time travel to the 50s. But they're not. Okay? So I don't really have an ending for this bit. I just have the anger, the laughter, and the stupidity that came out of reading this article that I thought I would share with you.